Hello, welcome back to another episode of Braving the Mountain podcast. I wanted to hop on here today because as I have been navigating, a lot of stuff in my life right now, I wanted to talk about something that came up in a conversation between a friend and I. And I had called to talk to her about our kids. And something that we kind of got on the topic of was basically what I talk about a lot on here is like picking up other people's stones, putting ourselves second, thinking that we have to take care of everyone else and what they're doing. And one place, and I found this funny that she said this because I had put out a podcast episode in like August, right before school started. And I was talking about how I don't put pressure on my kids to get straight A's in school. And she kind of like brought that topic kind of like back to the surface a little bit. And so I wanted to dive a little bit deeper here because as we have both had, and I feel like everybody does, like we go through our own struggles with our kids at certain points in life. And right now, at this point in time, just so happens to be like a time that we're like trying to navigate the teen years and dating and what society is putting pressure on and just kind of all of those things. And um, she said, one thing she dove into therapy a little bit last year too. And she said one thing that she dove into with her therapist was she was like, well, just trying to get my son to like do his homework and do this and keep his grades up. And she said that the therapist looked at her and said, why? Like, why? Why does it matter to you if it doesn't matter to him? And I just thought that that was so powerful because, this is where I decided to shift into not putting the pressure on my kids to get straight A's in school, but I was teaching them to show up in a way that they felt was their best. And if that was not a straight A situation, that was great. But I wanted them to be proud of the effort and the work that they put in and the grade that they got. And so she had realized she was like putting all this pressure for her kid to like graduate high school and do all of these things and get his homework done. And the therapist had mentioned to her, like, he knows. He knows he needs to do his homework. He knows that he needs to get these things done. He knows that he needs to graduate high school if he wants to. And we get to offload those stones because I feel like as parents we try to carry so many stones for everybody else. And I think maybe if you're similar to me, I like to carry everybody's stones. I like to carry my husband's stones, all of my kids' stones. And I think that I learned quite a while ago to quit carrying all of my kids' stones, but it's like we want to protect them from having these bad experiences, from having to face negative emotions. But what I've come to realize is that when we do that, we are also doing them a disservice because then they never learn how to navigate their own emotions, how to navigate the hard things that come up in life. And that's really hard. And so I wanted to talk about that today because a lot of times we put all this pressure to try to get everybody else to comply. We try to put all this pressure to get our husband to like, oh, try this, try this, try this, try this. And they're like, I know I need to do something. At least this was the case in like my situation. But like, I know I need to do something. I know I need to change this. But like me putting pressure on him to make it happen wasn't helping. You putting pressure on your kids to get the good grades, to get your homework done, to do this, to think about what you want to do in life. What do you want to do after high school? Do you want to go to college? You need to have something because one day you're going to have a family to take care of. How do we know? Like, we don't. So how would it feel if you trusted yourself as a mom? Because I think a lot of times we think that the way that our kids or our partner reacts is a reflection on us. but they are their own sovereign being. They get to make their own choices. They know what they need to do. But when we put that pressure on ourselves as a mom, as a partner, wow, how heavy does that bag of stones feel sitting on your shoulders? Because their actions are not a reflection of you, especially if you know you taught them better. You are doing the best that you can with what you know, and that gets to be good enough. You are giving them the tools to go through life and to navigate life in a way that feels good to them. We get to teach them how to navigate these things. We get to teach them how to feel hard emotions and how to process them and what they can do with them. We get to expand our capacity to hold space for our kids' big emotions. This can be done through breath work. Breath work has helped me expand my capacity to hold more of the things life has thrown my way, to hold more of the things that are good that come my way, more money, more love for myself, and also keeps me breathwork has helped me stay basically untriggerable in my parenting, because I used to be the reactive mom that yelled all the time and was like just trying to like yell at my kids to get them to comply. And that didn't feel good. That's not how I wanted to show up. And breathwork helped me shift that. And now I've been an example of my kids as to how we can change. I am not the same mom that I was when my girls were younger. My two oldest girls, when they were younger, I was not the mom that I am right now. They got to see me grow and change within myself through the breath work and become a different human being and show up differently and expand my capacity to hold all the shit life's throwing my way right now and to take back my power and to truly take care of me in a way that I want to take care of me in. I have put myself on the back burner for so long in so many aspects of my life. And now I'm able to take back my power and not fall right back into old patterns of sweeping myself back under the rug. I get to hold firm the boundaries that I have now set. I wouldn't have been able to do this a year ago. And so I just want you to know, you don't have to continue to pick up everybody else's stones. You don't have to continue to try to get everyone around you to comply to some societal norm that's just arbitrary. It doesn't matter. How do you want your life to look and feel? Shift the focus back to you. Who are you becoming? How are you showing up? And what example are you setting for your kids? And what are you making it mean about yourself when somebody around you in your close circle does something that you may not agree with? Because that's what it comes down to, is whatever you're making it mean about you. And that's where this control starts to creep in. Like you wanting to control what they're doing, you trying to like push things their way or push them a certain direction. What if you took that pressure off of yourself? I want you to really ask yourself, how would that feel? Because it is a choice. And I know it's hard. Believe me, I have wanted to micromanage my husband for the longest time. But this also stems back from my childhood. I had a rough childhood, and in situations where I did not have control, they didn't end well for me. So I like to have that control. That's a safety. That's a protective measure for me. And I've had to learn how to release a lot of that and let that go and shift the focus back to me. So that is your challenge today of like, what do you want your life to look and feel like? Where are you putting pressure on other people that maybe it's not necessary? Maybe where are you putting that pressure on other people because you're making it mean something about you? How can we start to release that today? And if you want any help with this, please reach out to me. You can find me on Instagram at Amanda Clark Studios. This is what I help moms with. This is what I coach on. Taking back your power. Stop shitting all over yourself. ending the cycle of people pleasing, the fear of judgment, feeling better in your life, showing up as the person that you want to be and being her now. That is what I help you do. And so if that is something that you are interested in, you can book a free call. The link is always in my bio on Instagram. You can also book a free integrative breathwork session with me if you want to tap into you and find the answers within and just get quiet with yourself for a minute so that you can think. Book a free integrative session. That is in the show notes. And I will talk to you next time.